Yo, 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 it's D.Arthur in the building. I'm very humbled and pleased that you decided to spend the next couple of minutes with me just to find out what else you can do to really create and destroy your life path, to really have purpose in your life, because there's too many stragglers, there's too many people with meaningless lives. So they say yes to everything. They're not going anywhere. They're aimless. They're living aimlessly in their life. I mean, this is a big problem. If you want to attract any sort of success, attraction, you want to attract any sort of, you want to become anything in this world, you have to have purpose. You have to have mission. You have to say no to certain things. You see that you're going a certain place at this miles per hour. So so everything that isn't it, you have to kind of say no to it. This is the bottom line. This is the bottom line. Because if you're saying yes to everything, a man who stands for nothing, falls for anything. So you have to stand for something. You have to stand for something. You have to put your 2 feet on the ground and stand for something. You have to have some values. You have to have some charisma. You have to have a reason why. You have to make up a reason why you're on this planet, and then you have to go in and day out and create that life that you've imagined, regardless of what anybody says. And you have to just keep doing it until you see the physical manifestations. This is the bottom line. Anybody who tells you different, anybody who says other things or makes these logical conclusions as to why things can't happen, they're just buried in the fact that they couldn't really accomplish it themselves. So they have to put that burden on you. This is the bottom line. This is the bottom line. So, as the video says, I'm going to be talking about, she likes the new you, no Fap Attraction. She finally likes the new you. She finally likes the new you because you're no longer a pushover. And the thing is, there's a time and place to be a pushover. You can be a pushover and it can be a teasing thing, or you can be a pushover and it can be really serious. Like, that's your consistent state. And a man who's constantly a pushover, and it's not coming from an abundant standpoint, but it's coming from a scarcity standpoint, will be laughed at in the mating game. He will be laughed at. He will be used as much as humanly possible until he can't be used anymore. And this is the type of person that you don't want to be. Being, let's say, a pushover is okay if it's coming from an abundant standpoint, if it's coming from a masculine standpoint, if it's coming from a playful type of standpoint. But if it's something where it's day in and day out, and it just never seems to, you never seem to change, and it's really actually like serious, then there's no hope. There is literally no hope. So on semen retention / no Fap Attraction, she finally likes the new you. Why does she suddenly like the new you? Because you're in a sense of way, you're finally kind of becoming your true and authentic self. And this is very attractive to the people around you. You're finally standing for what you believe in. You can finally look at people when you're talking to them. You're finally doing things that you resonate with. You're not doing it for someone else's satisfaction. You're literally doing things literally because you like to do the things. You don't even care anymore if people come with you to certain events, to certain things. You wouldn't care. You have put enough confidence into yourself that regardless of what, that you're literally doing whatever you please. You're floating in this physical reality, while there's a lot of people who are maybe suffering or on their L's, in a bad headspace, in a very bad energetic vibration. You're in a very high energetic vibration. Regardless of what is happening, you're in a high energetic vibration. So regardless of whatever is happening to you, you will never complain. You will never be petty, because you realize that you have abundance. Regardless of what the whatever is physically happening to you, you realize that you always have abundance. You will never complain about some things. You will never be the victim. You can stand on your 2 feet. You can finally get up and walk away if you need to. You're never needy. You're never gonna need by. You may want people to be around you, but you're never going to be in that sort of scarcity mindset where it's this or nothing. This is the type of grit that you have finally mustered for yourself for this time, and now you're really walking in your full authentic self, and people are very attracted to this new version of you. They look at you as the man with the plan. They look at you as the person. They call you you are known as now as the advancing man. You're someone who has the information for a greater means of life, and people are naturally attracted to the person who can show them a better way of living life. This is called the advancing man. You are naturally becoming this person when you decide to retain and go on your purpose. You're literally helping the earth by becoming a better version of yourself, because people like to correct people so many times. They like to correct you if you're not doing this. They like to correct you about this. They like to say this, and this. They give all these logical conclusions as to why things cannot happen, but then they themselves have not filled their cup entirely, so they don't have the authority to really be talking to you if they haven't, even if for one, if they don't have what you want, and two, they haven't filled their cups entirely. We live for the mind, we live for the body, and we have the soul. If you neglect one but serve the other two, you will never be truly happy. You have to live for these three things: the mind, body, and the soul. So like I said, she loves the new you, because you finally have it in you to be not to be attached to the outcome. You're playing nothing. You never take anything really too seriously. You realize that a lot of things don't matter as what people tend to make it seem like. You've also built enough in you that her, let's say, maybe an example, if she curves you, it actually would make her look silly on her end. It would make her look kind of like she's probably not ready for this type of energy. She's not really ready for this type of energy that you're exhibiting out. So if she curves you, if you're putting yourself out there, and maybe you want to spark a convo or some sort of thing, and she's not really taking the bait, you start in your mindset now, regardless of whatever she really thinks. It could really just be she's not interested, but in your mindset, you just think you're just thinking that, oh, it's something to do with her. You're never gonna take your L's too seriously. You're never gonna take her not wanting to be with you too seriously. You're living in your abundant state. And like I said, you no longer really need her, you want her. There's a song that says you don't need her, but you may want her, because you realize that it could help. It could really enhance your life. It's the right person. You're not needing her, but it wouldn't be bad to have her around if you think she's good for you. Like I said, you are returning to your higher self. You're returning to your true authentic self. Because the thing is, like, when we came here, like, we were our spiritual selves, and then we went into our physical bodies. So our spiritual selves knows all. Our spiritual sense, the spiritual being, the spiritual core of who we are, pretty much knows the type of life that we really want to live subconsciously. And when you decide to retain, your intuition is heightened. So now you're making decisions based off your soul, what your soul really wants, instead of what your flesh wants. You have to sacrifice what you want now for a greater reward in the future. This is the art of delayed gratification. This is your whole life is a product of your will or your lack thereof. If you have the will to withstand from the things that you can withhold, in the future, you're probably going to live a better type of life, because you've delayed your gratification. Now you can finally reap the rewards of the bigger things that you've always wanted. This is the bottom line. This is the bottom line. It's either you take the dessert now, or you wait and you work for the bigger platter later. This is the metaphor on however you really want to view life. And like I said before, your perspective rules all. Your perspective really changes reality. Someone could come up to you and say the exact same thing to the person next to you, but the way you take it is a lot different than they take it. You don't take it as how they take it. They take it as maybe doom and gloom and the world is over. You take it as, oh, it's just a little obstacle in the road to success. This is the bottom line. This is literally how you have to start living your life. Whatever anybody is saying, you have to start realizing that your energetic feeling, your how you feel is probably the most important thing that you can guard. You have to have a very high energetic aura 100% of the time, because once you have a high energetic aura, you're finally communicating with the superconscious, with higher intelligence, with the most intelligence. And now more things that you like, more ideas, more solutions are going to be popping up in your head easily. Like someone from the spiritual world came in and really blessed you with some of the thoughts, ideas, and things that you are now entertaining. But if you can't really reach this level if you're not in a high energetic state, if you're not in a high vibration, because you could be receiving the signs, but you could be taking it a totally different way. If that really makes sense. So I mean, so she likes the new you. She really likes the new you. You're just becoming, like I said, your truly authentic self. You're caring less. You're having fun with yourself, and you're becoming your best version. And anybody is going to be attracted to this version of you. They want to find out more. They really want to know what goes into your head day in and day out. They want to know who you are, what you've learned, what you've developed, how you can help them. You're becoming a man of value. And I mean, if you're becoming about, the world needs more valuable people to help the world create. So you're becoming this type of person, and people are going to be attracted to you like honeysuckles. So yes, if you thought this video was helpful, like the video, comment, and subscribe below. We will see you in the next one. Also, click on the link below. If you have any questions about any sort of thing, maybe it's metaphysical, maybe it's law of attraction, maybe it's spiritual, anything, attraction, or anything, like maybe it's even physical things that you can click on the link below. I will answer your question with as much value as humanly possible. Peace.